Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. I recently rewatched Wrong Turn from 2003 yet again. I think I've watched this movie a lot of times because it's a really enjoyable film and it's a film that lasts about 80 minutes as well. So you're in and out before you know it and you've had a really good time. And I know that a lot of people do like the Wrong Turn franchise, even the bad films in that franchise. And it got me thinking, well, if you really enjoyed Wrong Turn, maybe there's other films that you would love because you love Wrong Turn. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. 5 movies I think you should watch if you loved Wrong Turn. We'll start with the obvious one, Deliverance from 1972, and they even referenced Deliverance in Wrong Turn.
Ella, I need to remind you of a little movie called Deliverance.
You done taken a wrong turn.
Now, believe it or not, out of these 5 movies that I'm going to recommend today, Deliverance was the last movie on this list that I saw. I don't know why. I think maybe because it is a 70s film and a lot of older films can put people off, especially the modern audiences today. The older the film, the less likely you are to watch that. But I promise you guys, even though I watched Deliverance at a later age, it doesn't disappoint. Now, it's not full-on horror. It's more thriller than horror, but there is a lot of horror elements to it because of what happens in the movie. I won't spoil it for you. I won't spoil any of the films on this list, but it's a film that you have to see, especially for the acting in the movie. The acting's fantastic. Great cast. Even the cast today, they're still fantastic. So Deliverance is one you definitely need to watch. It almost feels like the original backwoods slasher that was the blueprint for all the movies that I'm about to talk about today. Just Before Dawn from 1981 is up next, and it's probably my favourite backwoods slasher movies of all time. And I feel like this one is maybe the closest to Wrong Turn than any of the other films on the list. There is quite a few twists and turns throughout this movie that I really enjoy. Even the ending of the film was fantastic. There's a great twist during the middle of the movie. There's a few questions that you have that are definitely answered throughout this film, but great cast, very eerie, atmospheric. The score by Brad Fiedel was also phenomenal as well. It adds that layer to the creepiness of this movie. Again, I don't really want to tell you much about it other than it's about these group of people that go into the woods because they want to go to a cabin that one of the family members owns, and they get lost in the woods because certain things happen in it and they get picked off one by one. Twists and turns, you name it, it's all there, guys. Next, we've got The Final Terror from 1983. It's funny, some of these films really have some great casting choices throughout them. You've got Joe Pantoliano, I think that's how you pronounce his name, from The Goonies, Daredevil, etc. And you've got Daryl Hannah in possibly her first role. If it's not her first role, it's definitely her first horror role. So it's very similar to all the films on this list. Groups of people go into the woods. There's people living in the woods that pick them off one by one. This is classic. Now, the only issue with The Final Terror is it's not got much of a storyline to it. When you look at the storylines throughout all these films that I'm mentioning today, this one has the weakest of them all, but you don't watch it for the storyline. You watch it for the eerie atmosphere that it provides, and of course, the kills in the movie. Hunter's Blood from 1986 is up next. This one, similar to Deliverance, it's more of a thriller than it is a horror movie, but because there's some very horrible moments in the film, I feel like it's more of a horror film. It's even advertised as a horror film as well. You get actors like Billy Drago in here. Again, there's some actors that in this film that you'll look at and go, I know them from somewhere, and it's the same with all the films on the list. But yeah, it's a great film, similar to the rest. People go into the woods, they get stranded, people are in the woods living there, and they kill them off one by one. It's the exact same with every single story in this list, and that's why I'm recommending these films, because of Wrong Turn, similar situation. Hunter's Blood is one that will stick with you because some of the actions that are taken in this film are a little bit more serious than some of the other films on the list, but still a fantastic little backwoods slasher, as they call them. Last on the list, I'm going for The House of Eyes from 2006. Now, the reason I haven't chosen the original from 1977 is because I feel like the remake from 2006 has taken a lot of inspiration from what worked well in Wrong Turn.
You can watch me, son?
I know that The House of Eyes is a remake of the original, and all the beats are there, but I feel like the look and the feel and the seriousness of the remake from 2006 lends a lot from what was done in Wrong Turn in 2003. So that's why I'm recommending this one instead. Now, The House of Eyes from 2006, I feel is a better film than the original movie anyway. So that's the reason why this one is being recommended instead. Because I think, similar to Deliverance, some people are reluctant to go back and watch a really old film. And if you watch The House of Eyes from 1977 for the very first time, you might be put off by how bad it actually is. Even though I still enjoy it, I grew up enjoying the film. But if you've never seen it before, the one I would recommend is the remake from 2006. So that's my 5 recommendations from movies you should watch if you really like Wrong Turn. For me, I love backwoods slasher films. I feel like that is a subgenre of its own in the horror genre. So I really do love watching backwoods slasher movies, and I love it when people recommend new ones to me as well that I've either never seen or I've not seen for a long time. So apart from the 5 films that I've just mentioned to you there, guys, I do recommend you watch them, of course, but is there any other backwoods slashers that you would recommend? Let me know, and also let the comment section know down below. And as always, thanks all for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played in the cat?
Someone's in the back! See